Gregory Campbell is joining me right now. Gregory, good to meet you. Have a seat. I was just talking about the fact that you're a guy here. You can have that.
Okay.
You're a guy who's just starting a family, as you said in the press conference. So, man, you've got a lot of balls in the air here during the off season this year, huh?
I do, yeah. It's been extremely busy. They say the most stressful time in your life could be moving, which I did, having a baby, which I'm having, finding a new job, which I did. So kind of covered all the bases there.
In a 2-week span. Just do that, right?
In a 2-week span, yeah. But and my dog lost his vision too, so it was everything at once. But it's turned out for the best, and we're settled now, and we're happy.
You signed as a free agent coming from the Boston Bruins. What made the Columbus Blue Jackets so attractive to you that this is the place you picked to go?
Well, I touched on it in the press conference, just about the belief that they have in me as a player. I know that when you go to an organization that believes in you, that allows you to play, the way I play and the way I've been successful, that believes that I can come here and make a difference, and really, are committed to building a winning team. What more can you ask for? I mean, it's been a pleasure to be a part of this team, this organization, in the few weeks that I have been, and I'm really excited for all the things that to come. When I signed, it's not expected, but it's definitely appreciated when number of people from the organization, from the staff, from the players reach out to you and welcome you. It's a really comforting feeling.
You come from the Boston Bruins where you won a Stanley Cup, and we're just talking with Brandon Saad about the same thing, winning a Stanley Cup and then coming to an organization like this. An organization that is up and coming, and they want to get where you two have been as players. When you looked at this team, how close do you feel that they are in heading in that direction, and how much do you feel that you can add to that and get everybody where they want to be?
Yeah, I mean, it's, I think both of us kind of are like, hey, we're coming into a great situation, a great team here, and a lot has been made of us winning a Stanley Cup, but it's more about us kind of integrating and fitting in with the team that's built here. We're not going to come in and expect to take over. It's kind of more adding to what they've already built here, and they've built a great team. And I know 2 years ago they had a really good competitive playoff series with Pittsburgh, and this year, for whatever reason, they still competed hard. They gave us a real strong game every time we played them, and gained my respect and a lot of people's respect around the league. So, it's more about us coming in here and trying to fit in, but bringing what we bring and our strengths, and hopefully adding to an already successful organization. It's not, you can't compare organizations really. The teams that we've come from, original six. It's not about doing that, but it's about really being excited where we are now and a chance to win.
You played with the Florida Panthers before you went to Boston, so you've gone from one team to another before. And as you said, you're not looking to take over here, but add to what is already here. But being a veteran guy like you are, and having the role that you're going to have here, the hardworking role that you're going to have, when you first get in that room with all of the players, how do you handle that? Are you kind of quiet for the first couple of weeks? Do you survey things? And what's your mindset going into that kind of a situation?
Yeah, well, I'm not a loud person. I don't have a loud personality, so I might be a little bit quiet at first. But like I said, there's already been a number of guys that have reached out to me, and that's a really comforting feeling. And I think the closer knit the team is, the more comfortable you feel. Going into a new situation. It was easy for me going from Boston the first time going to Boston, because we had a year. That was back when they had the premier series in Europe, or whatever it was called, and so I got to spend. I had no choice but to spend 11 days with these new guys, day in, day out. But I'm excited about the opportunity. It's a chance to meet new people, to be a part of something special, to be you know, being in the NHL is always a privilege, and to be with like-minded people, to be with guys that have the same goal each and every day, and to be with other hockey players that I respect is pretty cool.
Last thing I want to ask you about is your father, Colin Campbell, works for the NHL, and he's the guy that played in the league. He's been a coach in the league. He's been an executive in the NHL front offices. For you growing up, having a dad that had all of that experience, how much has that helped you, just from advice or whatever you may have needed him for, being able to draw on his experiences? How valuable has that been to you?
Well, it's been invaluable. I mean, I've experienced things that people don't ever in a lifetime at a very young age. You know, I was around NHL hockey players from day one, to the point where I didn't even know I was lucky. You know, playing with other kids growing up, and you know, they if they ever found out, it was the coolest thing in the world that I was, you know, on the ice with Steve Yzerman or Adam Graves or any of the guys that I idolized growing up. So there's, you know, countless experiences for me that I took in that when I look back now were a huge part of kind of what made me in my career and the path that I chose. And it was just, you know, it was almost automatic that I wanted to be a hockey player, just growing up in it and being around it day in and day out, and taking the opportunity every time I could to be in that atmosphere, and then having the experience in '94 when the Rangers won the Cup and my dad was the assistant, to have the Stanley Cup at your house and when you're 10 years old is something that I'll never forget. And to bring it back there, what was it, almost 20 years later, to the same spot, the same spot I had at '94, and to take pictures. Those are things that not many people experience, so I'm very grateful for that, and I think it's pretty unique.
Well, we're very grateful to have you as part of the Columbus Blue Jackets. Gregory, thank you so much. Look forward to seeing you at training camp.
Okay, thanks for having me.
All right, Gregory Campbell.